Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some great boy band conversation. As always, my name is Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, a.k.a. Mama Lou.
And there's a birthday coming up on October 6th from, in real life, Sergio Calderon. He'll be 19 years old.
Oh, my God. Was not 19 yet?
Nice and ripe.
Happy birthday, Sergio. You can drink in Canada. Ironically, you guys don't tour here. But, you know,
birthday.
If you did. Happy birthday. He was my pick from day one.
I was going to say, like, he was
Me
like
too.
your...
He was pretty good, yeah.
Not on my team. But obviously, I did not win the boy band break. The boy band
Pool.
There we go.
That's because I did.
The Deadpool.
Alrighty.
Anyways, okay, so let's get into this because we got a lot to talk about.
Mostly Chinzia.
No pressure.
Okay, so we had a few requests, and by a few I mean two, to talk about Dreamstreet. And the problem is we knew nothing about Dreamstreet. And so we were like, cool, how can we talk about a band we know nothing about? And then, as we've mentioned, we made a meme. Which table would you sit at? You know, thinking that no one listens to this podcast. We were like, we'll just use
It was like viral.
our top 10 boy bands that we picked because nobody cares. And apparently, I don't know if it went viral. I don't know what the
it went viral for us because over 100 people.
Yeah,
liked
exactly.
Yes.
It was like a few hundred people, so we were like, "Whoa!"
Where did
like,
this all come from?
I don't think viral is the right word.
No.
But it was popular in the boy band community,
Yes.
and
Airborne? Because like, it's not like viral, but it's like, oh.
It's an airborne virus.
Yeah, like,
yes.
kind of, you know. Okay.
Okay, so
like a
we were
sneeze.
very
It's like
unaware
a germ.
yeah,
that Westlife has a lot of fans. And
Yeah.
they were very angry at us for not including them in the table.
and I would just like to say,
Blame Chinzia.
Didn't you mean Dream Street? Or
no. So we
Oh,
had some
nobody cared about
requests for Dream Street, and then we had these angry people being like, well, if Westlife's not there, then I don't want to be there. This is bullshit. And why is Five there and not Together? And why is
Together's a fake band. Why are they there and not Westlife?
Together? Sorry, I said Together. I meant Five and Together there and not Westlife. And I was just like, okay, everybody relax. I'm sorry.
We did briefly mention them in a previous episode.
We did a British boy band thing
Yes.
where we included them because they're part of the UK. You know what I mean? Like, but we're from Canada. We don't know a lot about Westlife. And so the topic for today's episode is boy bands we know nothing about.
Woo!
Yay.
Very little.
Prepare to learn some information, guys.
Now we know some things, not a lot. So please feel free to give us more detail or correct us for any inaccuracies. Listen,
Please
I'll
don't
take
do this
it.
because I'm already having anxieties.
No,
about this
okay,
episode.
don't correct
She's going to
the
start
Chinzia.
crying, please.
I can take it. If I say something wrong, just tell me because I'm cool. I want to learn. Okay?
I also would like to
I
learn.
want to see you learn.
I want to see you learn.
That's
Okay,
an
no.
O-Town reference.
Anyways,
We do talk about that.
we like boy bands from the 90s. I guess Westlife is also
Yes.
from the 90s. Whatever.
Okay.
Listen.
Are we going to say the names of the four bands we're talking about, or are we just going to do our thing?
You better talk about that because
Well,
Chinzia's
we're
very
obviously
thorough.
going to talk about Westlife and Dreamstreet. And then Sophia's going to talk about
5 seconds of summer. 5.
Sauce.
Sauce.
Yes.
Five
Apparently
sauce.
that's what they named them.
We'll do that when we get there.
And then I'm going to bring it home with a band that we kind of briefly messaged. Wow.
Did you
message
Did not
them?
message them.
When?
Mentioned is the word I was going for.
Mentioned.
In the Together episode, Big Time Rush. No one asked for this, but here we are. All right, let's get started with Westlife.
All right, Chinzia, go ahead.
So
Get comfy, everybody.
I regret
Get
this
some
decision.
tea.
You need a snack.
Sit down,
Okay,
enjoy.
Now you guys are stressing me out. I'm
not-
very stressed out
There's
about
no
this.
need to be stressed.
The
Everyone has
Westlife
their snacks.
fans
and
are very
Cheers to you, Westlife.
passionate about their band. And
They are, so they want to
very-
hear about them.
Yes, but I feel like any information that I say, they'll be like, "We already knew all this stuff." Blah blah.
But we didn't, and we want to be educated.
Okay.
You
So,
want to educate others too.
So I would like to
Exactly.
say that our information came from Wikipedia, and I printed out pages, and there's 36 of them, and I'm having a panic attack. So there's a lot of information that I did not go through. So anyways, we're just going to go through, and we'll give you a very brief, by Chinzia standards, synopsis of Westlife. I would like to state, first of all, that I actually do like Westlife, and I have mentioned them several times, and they all look at me like I'm insane because they've never heard their songs
I
before.
also
I have
agreed
heard
with
of
you.
One of their songs, the one that you always mention.
Swear it again?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard
I
that
know
one.
that song.
All right.
I'm just saying, I'm not a Westlife fan. If you ask me to name the members of Westlife right now, in the 5 minutes before you're going to say them, I don't know.
Does anybody want to guess any members' names?
Is there a Nick?
There is not.
Is there a
Oh, yes, there's a Nikki.
Nikki counts? All right.
Charlton?
No.
No.
Is there a Joe
No.
or Joey?
No. There's a Brian.
Oh, nice. Okay.
right.
Let's just jump into it.
All right, let's jump in, okay? So Westlife, or initialized as W or WL, are an Irish pop vocal group. They were formed in 1998 in Sligo, Ireland.
Look at the Irish.
Sligo and Dublin, Ireland. They got together in 98. They disbanded in 2012. They reunited in 2018, and they're still currently back.
Hooray.
So
Apparently they're doing very well.
So they had 5 members. So the members were, and I apologize in advance if I pronounce these incorrectly, Shane Phelan, Marcus Feely maybe?
I'm not laughing at your name. I'm laughing at Chinzia.
Kian Egan, Nikki Bryan, and Brian McFadden. So Shane,
heard of
Marcus,
Brian McFadden.
Kian, and Nikki are all still members. Brian has left the group.
Oh,
Ages
no.
Is he still alive?
Yes,
Okay.
I think.
Are they mad at him?
Because there was somebody that I thought was dead in a boy band, and I can't remember. Was it a Boyzone?
Who knows?
And I think I met Westlife. I'm like 99. It was either Westlife or Boyzone. I met them at Much Music with Gina way back in the day.
Oh, wasn't it the
it was Boyzone.
Robbie Williams band?
No, it was not the Robbie Williams
Let's
band.
take that.
That's Take That. And so no. it
You
wasn't.
had a nice anecdote about Robbie Williams.
That was a different event.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure I met Westlife. They had little cards from a cereal box. I asked them to sign it. They said sure later, and then they didn't.
rude.
Unless it was Boyzone, then
So
we'll blame
rude.
them. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it was Westlife. Anywho, moving
No
on.
idea.
So they were originally signed by Simon Cowell.
Wow.
The Lou Pearlman of the UK.
In the UK, yep. Clive Davis in the US. So he was that more of an O-Town thing or an NSYNC thing?
No, I think Clive Davis
Davis.
signed 98 Degrees. Weren't they signed to Motown
Yes.
Records?
Yes.
Possibly. And they were managed by Louis Walsh and Sonny somebody.
Louis.
No idea.
Okay.
Not that Lou,
So,
everybody.
So their international self-titled studio album was called Westlife. It came out in 99. Then Coast to Coast came out in 2000, World of Our Own in 2001, Unbreakable, The Greatest Hits, Volume 1 in 2002, Turnaround 2003, and there was a whole bunch of other things. Brian McFadden left the band in 2004, and then the 4 remaining members continued to do their stuff.
Did it say why?
Are they mad at
It
him?
did later on. So the additional albums they did, cover albums, Allow Us to Be Frank, which I think is Frank Sinatra covers possibly in 2004.
Oh, how whimsical.
The Love album in 2006. And then they had studio albums Face to Face 2005, Back Home 2007. Then they took a 1-year hiatus of studio recording in 2008, regrouped, released Where We Are in 2009, Gravity in 2010, Greatest Hits in 2011. Then they took an 8-year break, and then their 11th album, Spectrum, came out in 2019. So recently, I guess. Maybe we might do an episode. I don't know. Okay, so they have sold over 45 million studio albums and 55 million records worldwide. 33 albums peaked #1 globally from 99 to 2011. They've received over 1 billion views on their official YouTube channel. And they have more than 2.2 million subscribers. There's a whole bunch of
good.
streaming numbers, but that's only important to Aaron Carter.
Oh, snap.
They're hit singles. So I highlighted the ones that I've heard of, but there's more. So Swear It Again is the one that we know. Flying Without Wings, I Have a Dream, Uptown Girl, When You're
Everybody
Looking
knows
Like That, You Raise Me Up.
No.
So they've done
I
a lot
didn't
of
sing
covers.
that, no.
They've done a lot of
Yeah,
covers.
that's a different
They've
one.
done a lot of covers.
Oh,
yes.
oh. Okay.
So that's like their thing. 19 out of their 29 singles were released in the United Kingdom. So anyways, they have the most certifications for a boy band in the UK singles chart after Take That. So I guess Take That has a little bit more than them. They are holders of the following Guinness Book of World Records, the first to achieve 7 consecutive number 1 singles in the UK, most public appearances in 36 hours by a pop group, most singles to debut at number 1 on the UK chart, and top-selling album group in the United Kingdom in the 21st century. They are one of the most successful musical groups of all time. And on the best-selling boy band of all time list, they are currently 8 worldwide.
Okay, sorry. Let me just quickly interject. The most boy band seen in like a 30-hour period.
36 hours.
Okay, that's not really fair because Europe is very tight and they can it's like a 2-hour car ride to France.
And I'm looking this up because I just, for comparison, wanted to see
When
like
the Backstreet Boys did the Round the World tour thing.
No. Sorry, I'm back on albums sold.
Yeah.
Because at first,
55 million.
I'll be honest. I was like 11 albums. Dang, like that's Backstreet Boys only released 10. But then I was like, well, Backstreet Boys also sold 130 million before DNA, so God knows what it is now. And so I'm like, so how the hell is it so low? I really think they're only popular in the UK because, like,
so
for
that's where I get it. So
comparison-
this is what I'm getting to this line here. Yes, sorry.
For comparison, they've sold similar to NSYNC, and NSYNC was only active really
Which is shocking. I remember
from
when I
like
looked at this
97
list,
to like
that
2002.
NSYNC was so low on the list, but they only had, 3 albums maybe?
That's what I mean. So
Yeah.
NSYNC
It's only 3.
sold similar in 3 albums that they did in 11.
Right. So it says, Westlife is one of the most successful musical groups of all time. On the best-selling boy band list, they're 8th worldwide, the biggest selling boy band from Ireland in history globally, which I would agree.
It's nice.
Seems so.
And the largest selling boy band not from the United States since the Bay City Rollers in the 70s. And the highest and only one on the list that did not have a major break in the U.S.
Okay.
So they are very big in Europe and various other countries like Asia,
Yes. So forgive us.
Africa, they've all over the place.
We're
There's-
from Canada. We know
So-
not about Westlife.
We did know a bit. So when, again, as we've brought up YTV's hit list quite a bit and Much Music, they did play Westlife quite a bit, especially Swear It Again
Yep.
and all those ones. That was probably the biggest one that they played. So...
Again.
And I listen to that song all the time, and I very much enjoy
I
it.
know.
So, okay, so
I mean, I love that.
I love Lydia.
so here's the history of this. I'm just going to do a really brief one, and I picked out some interesting things from it. So, Cian, Mark, and Shane were all schoolmates, and they went to Summerhill College in Sligo, Ireland. They were all in a production of Grease with 3 other guys. Okay. Which I'm not going to say their names because I'm sure it's not that important. So that was considered the start of Westlife. So these 6 guys, they were the start of Westlife.
They were high school besties.
They were
the
in
T-Birds.
Yes. So they were called 6 as 1, and they started in 97. Then
Sounds
they
like an orgy.
sounds like a fun time, guys. They changed their name to YOU. So IOU. And then Egan, which one is this one? So Cian was part of a punk rock band before this called Scrod or Screwed, SKROD.
Scrotum.
So they kind of did their own thing. They made some songs, whatever. So then Lewis Walsh, who was the manager of fellow Irish boy band Boyzone, knew about the group, and they were contacted by Shane's mom, and they were unable to get a record deal with Simon Cowell because, and this is a quote that I thought was brilliant. So so this was the 6-member band. He told Walsh, "You're going to have to fire at least 3 of them. They have great voices, but they are the ugliest band I've ever seen."
Oh my god, amazing!
Oh my god! How horrible is that? And then the three members.
No, but I've heard that Simon Cowell's like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
See, you
he's
didn't think
too
that he
much.
was like such an.
He's Simon Cowell.
know.
American
That's true,
Idol.
that's
He was
true.
crazy.
But like, wow. Like, if you were those three other guys, Derek, Graham, and
I'm
Michael,
the
like,
ugly one.
you're ugly. You got a good voice, ugly. Get
Maybe
out.
Simon Cowell hadn't branched out to the States yet and didn't know. Like, I mean, has he seen New Kids? No offense,
cute. They're
blockheads.
cute.
There's some cute members, but there's some
One.
not cute members.
Okay, so when the Ugmos got kicked out of this group, then they held auditions in Dublin.
They actually kicked ugly people out.
Yes.
They did.
What? Oh,
So
good lord.
it went
I
from
thought it
the-
was like no, we're going to keep our brother
No,
in.
no, no, no.
Wow.
They're a 5-member boy band.
Ouchie.
So they kicked out 3, and then they held auditions in Dublin, and that's where Nikki Byrne, and Brian McFadden were recruited.
They must have been good looking.
I
guess
I
so.
can confer. I believe they were both the blondes, and yes, I agree.
Blondes always add a bit
Brian
of panache
McFadden was
to a
also part of
boy
an
band.
R&B
It's true.
B group at this time. So this new group of the 5 of them was July 3rd, 1998. They called themselves West Side, but that was already used by another band, so they changed it to Westlife. So they were okay. So my favorite little thing here is that Brian. So Brian is Brian. He decided he needed to change the name of spelling of his name to Bryan because it would make nicer autographs and easier to sell autographs. So yes,
It's interesting.
yes. So that's that. Okay, so their first big break came in 1998 when they opened for Boyzone and the Backstreet Boys in Dublin.
Oh, but just there, not.
Just in Dublin.
Okay.
Then they won a Smash Hits party, so they were on a bunch of TV shows, and they kind of did stuff like that. Their international breakthrough came on their debut album Coast to Coast, and that was between 1999 and 2002. If I Let You Go was released. It had some singles there. Flying Without Wings was included on the soundtrack for Pokemon the movie 2000.
Ooh.
So
Interesting.
Yes, so
I
that's
also
kinda-
have some interesting news about Pokemon.
Interesting. Okay. So then their first album called Westlife was released in November 99, went number 2 in the UK, number 1 in Ireland. It doesn't say where they went the rest. So yeah, so they released I Have a Dream, Seasons in the Sun, so they did a bunch of that stuff. Then if you want to go and find out a lot about the detail of all of their albums, just go to Wikipedia. There's a lot of interesting stuff there. I'm just going to skip ahead. So Brian decided
With
to
a
leave
Y.
with the Y at this point. On March 9th, 2004, 3 weeks prior to embarking on their 4th world tour. So I just want to skip ahead and say that they have had 13 tours they've done.
World tours or just like UK tours?
Some of them are world, some are UK. They had a bunch of promotional tours too. So yeah, I think they did like 13 of them, and they've released 29 singles and 11 albums. So before their 4th world tour, Brian left the group to spend more time with his family.
Okay.
And 6 months
pulled a
later, no.
He pulled a
6 months later, released solo music project.
Oh,
So he pulled a Justin.
He pulled a Justin.
Justin Timberlake.
Justin. So they had a press conference that day. All the boys gave emotional speeches.
Why did he
And
do
their
this
last
to us?
performance was February 27, 2004. So then he went to their first day of the new tour, like just as an audience member, and then the other
so
4
awkward.
continued
That
doing their
is really
stuff.
weird.
It's like like that Shia LaBeouf where he's like clapping really weirdly in the audience. Ooh, no thanks.
Actually, Brad Pitt, did you see that thing where he was like in the audience of Ellen?
Oh no, I heard about it though.
It was really weird.
All right, continue, Tintin.
Oh, I didn't read this part before, but apparently the last time the 5 reunited in public was when Brian acted on an Irish reality show called Anonymous, where he disguised himself as a fan in an album signing event of the group in 2005. And then
sounds
I
like a
guess,
weirdo.
yeah, I don't know. So he had a solo career. He went back to Brian with an I. He released his first solo, Real to Me, which entered the UK chart at number 1. And his first album was called Irish Sun. It was under Sony Music. And he did some other stuff with moderate success, it says. Then there's a whole bunch more reading, and that's when I started having a panic attack. So their 10th anniversary was 2008.
He didn't be an anniversary.
So from 2005 to 2008, they were the top 3 touring act during that time, apparently.
Globally or just?
I don't know.
Okay.
Ireland? I have no idea. So they sold out 27 shows, sold over 250,000 tickets. They got a plaque. They did one of those hand things at the Wembley Square of Fame, which is close to like the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but over there. Yes, so that was that. They took a bit of a break. They split up in 2011.
Another break. Oh my god.
No, so in 2011 they confirmed that they broke up with Simon Cowell after 13 years.
He was a dick.
There was just a bunch of stuff going on. I don't know. There's lots of stuff. They so they had a farewell tour in 2012, and it sold out in minutes. And then after 14 years, 26 top 10 hits, including 14 number 1 singles, 11 top 5 albums, 7 of which hit the top spot. They've sold over 44 million albums, 10 sold out tours. Then they decided they were going to go their separate ways. So that was in 2012. So this was 2012.
Oh, this was the official breakup, not
of the band.
A hiatus.
Okay.
Yes. So the other ones were kind of hiatuses. And then since the split,
here's what I want to know.
Yes.
And not to interrupt Chinzia.
Interrupt away.
But I feel like I do enjoy New Kids on the Block, but my beef is that they're like, we've been a band for 30 years. And I'm like, but you took like a 10-year gap.
Yes.
So does that really count?
Like Backstreet hasn't taken a break.
They have taken no break, so theirs is real.
Agreed.
But I feel
it was
like
kind of like a year and a half where they weren't doing much, but yes.
But they were still a band.
They were still a band, yes.
Yeah.
They never officially were like,
they didn't break up or
broken
anything.
up.
Like, it was close when Nick was kind of in his wild days, but they got over it.
You mean AJ?
No. Well, yeah, AJ had wild days too. Remember the movie when they were in like, and they're like, you gotta come. He's like, you're talking my pigs, I'm late.
Yes, I remember.
Yes, I do remember.
All right, sorry, continue. Westlife.
Okay, so after they split up in 2012-ish, the 4 lads released separate albums and singles. I forget their first names. Hold up. Shane had 3 studio albums, and he had singles and tours, and he was a support act for Lionel Richie. And he had a top 5 hit in the UK. Marcus, associated with an independent record label, and released some albums and singles. He also was a supporting act for Mariah Carey and Wet, Wet, Wet.
Oh
What
my.
the heck
Whoa,
is
whoa.
that?
I'm assuming that's a band,
What?
but I don't know. Kian was voted King of the Jungle in ITV's I'm a Celebrity series, which I think it's one of those like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, like it's like a Surreal Life or something.
And they're like, it's like Survivor.
So they kind of like
Yes,
put
I
them
do
all
recall
together, like
this
I'm a
one.
Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here type thing.
I've heard of it.
All right.
We should really watch some of those. I feel like
I feel
they'd be
like
funny.
Trisha Paytas has probably
I
been
think
on
she was on something, yeah.
Something similar.
So he released 1 studio album with singles. He was a coach of The Voice in Ireland, and he has been a support act for Boyzone. And then Nicky released 1 studio album. He was on Strictly Come Dancing UK. He's hosted several major Irish television and radio shows, and he's represented Ireland in Eurovision with the song that was also his debut song.
So he's like
So they've kind of
Mario
done
Lopez
stuff together.
in the UK. But Mario Lopez was not in a boy band. Maybe more like Nick Lachey.
Maybe, yeah. So on October 3rd,
Maybe.
2018, the Irish Sun reported the band would officially announce their comeback online sometime that day. At exactly 8 o'clock that day, they formally announced there would be new music and a tour on their social media accounts and Instagram. Fan reaction was crazy.
Quick
Yes,
question.
they're doing well.
Why do boy bands break up, come back together, break up, come back together? Do you think it's a money thing?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like their egos get too big and then they don't like sharing the spotlight with each other.
And then when it cools
And
down,
it becomes like a pissing contest.
yeah,
And then they break up and they're like, oh shit, now I'm not popular at all.
gotta get back to
And
the
I have no
basics.
money, so I need to
I
make
want
some money.
Michael Jordan back.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like eventually the nostalgia comes in, and probably at that point in their lives, they want to have families and do stuff and whatever. And then they start missing it, and their fans are still like, "Oh, we still love you," blah blah blah. And they're like, "Oh,
this was a good way to make money."
And then when they see success of other bands that have reunited, they're like, "Oh, these guys have done okay. Let's try it." So
come on, Serial Joe, get on it.
That's true.
yeah, it's not happening.
In sync.
Just with 4, it's okay.
Okay, so popularity. So Westlife's debut album and single coincided with the boy band popularity. I'm not going to say that word because it makes no sense. And the success was most
What's
apparent.
the word now? You got to say it.
Apogee?
Apogee.
Epigee?
Apogee?
Apology.
I've never heard that word.
Okay,
Maybe.
good. I'm not the
We're
the only
learning.
dumbass here. Okay, cool. Their success was most apparent in Ireland, the UK, most of African, Asian, Australian, and European continental countries. They had album certifications in Brazil, Mexico, and the United States. 13 worldwide concert tours sold over 5.5 million tickets. April 2001, over 1 million fans wanted to chat with the lads from 122 countries. They were voted worldwide as the best boy band on MTV Battle of the Boy Bands, with 32 boy band choices in 2012. The battle between Backstreet Boys and them had the highest rate of votes, with over 1 million people voting, but they beat the Backstreet Boys.
What? Impossible.
And then the final one was between them and the Jonas Brothers, and then they won with the Jonas
Well, I
Brothers.
feel like it was 2012, and like, let's just face it, like Backstreet and all 90s boy band fans were probably not watching MTV, really. I'm trying to think what I was doing in 2012.
I think you're right.
I feel like I was already like working, and like I wasn't like at home watching MTV and voting on things.
No.
Yeah.
That's true. In the 2000s, Swear It Again became a popular song for weddings and funerals in the British Isles.
What? No.
Why
Oh.
funerals?
Flying Without Wings was listed 7th most popular song for wedding dances in the UK. You Raise Me Up and Flying Without Wings was also
You
for
raise me
funerals.
up.
Yep. So yes, there's quite a lot of information about funeral songs. So that's
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's good to
yeah.
know, I guess.
They've had a lot of artists cover them. There's a whole list. So if you want to check that out, there's lots.
Okay.
And then it says, despite their popularity, some artists have expressed dislike for the group.
What?
I've heard about this.
So
Shocking.
Eminem, Christina Aguilera, Bob Geldof, Pierce Brosnan, Liam Gallagher, Melanie C, Victoria Beckham, Gary Barlow.
Whoa.
I don't know this guy,
Gosh,
and
that's
Noel
a lot
Gallagher.
of celebrities.
Some have criticized the band for having lots of covers, having the same sound on every album released, lack of musical instruments, and lack of songwriting skills, which is a typical boy band.
Yeah. Everyone gets critiques for that.
There was a lot of songs that were so collaboration. Before their success, they served as supporting acts for Backstreet Boys and Boyzone. Since then, they've recorded studio and live performances with acts including Mariah Carey. They did Against All Odds and Take a Look at Me Now, Lulu, Diana Ross, Donna Summer, and a bunch of other people. So yeah, so they've done a lot of collaborations, they've done a lot of things, and apparently had a lot of merchandise as well.
Were they
including
selling it during the 10 years that they weren't together? Like
some of the products
some
they have
other bands
officially
we know?
released.
And they jack the price.
Aside from the musical releases, include video games, interesting,
Oh my God.
Cadbury chocolates, books, calendars, tour merchandise, t-shirts, jewelry, stationery, toiletries, dolls, watches, clocks, mugs, duvets, wallpaper, keychains, and posters. And then their Coast to Coast album in Asia included an MRT transport ticket. Like, I guess that's a subway or something.
Oh, don't know.
Calendars, postcards, posters, stuff.
That
Stuff.
is
Lots
great.
of stuff. So perfume, gift sets, X and With Love. So they've done that as well. So they've done a lot of charity work as well. And yeah, so there you go. Lots of information about Westlife.
Very extensive.
That's very
Find them
thorough and
online.
detailed. Thank you, Chinzia.
Sorry. So there you go. There's just...
I feel like I really know Westlife now.
So I feel like
Do you really?
No, I just feel like as reading through all that, they were kind of like the Backstreet Boys of Europe, if you will.
Sure.
If Backstreet Boys weren't popular, so it's probably a bad example. The NSYNC of Europe. They were just a big band.
O-Town. The O-Town of
Town, possibly.
They
Maybe
sold way more
98
albums.
degrees.
Way
Maybe
more.
98 degrees.
Well, no, I would say maybe the NSYNC of Europe because they sold around the same amount of albums,
Yeah.
right? So let's just say that.
But
so,
I think had more international
they
appeal?
did
I don't
because
really
they
know.
obviously started in Germany and all that.
Okay,
jazz,
whatever.
but-
Let's move on.
So number 8 best-selling boy band. Good job, Westlife. Sorry, Westlife fans, I couldn't talk more, but it's already at 28 minutes, so we're moving on.
You're
29
literally
minutes.
at almost 30 minutes, bro.
Okay, see, I didn't think I'd have anything to talk about, so here we go.
She's like, oh, I'll be here for 5 minutes.
So, yes, so good times.
Anyways,
All right, Lydia looks panicked.
Dream Street, let's do this.
I am so excited to talk about Dream Street, and it's going to be unfortunately less than 28 minutes. So sorry, Dream
Okay,
Street
you
fans.
know what?
Yes.
Go on.
Okay, sorry.
There was more Westlife angry people than
All right.
requests for Dream Street.
All right,
so.
very well. Dream Street was a short-lived American pop boy band that was formed in the mid-1999 by Louis Batteroni.
Why are these people all named Lou?
I think it's like a name.
He inspired them.
Yeah, there you go. And Brian Lecow.
I'm sure that's how you pronounce his name. Okay,
Dream
let's
Street
who are the members?
was later disbanded in 2002 following a legal dispute between the parents and the parents of the boy band members and the band's managers. All right, so they originated in New York in 1999, 2002, and their label was Atlantic. The members were Jesse McCartney, Greg Raposo, Matt Ballinger, Frank Galazzo, and Chris Tuesdale. I feel like I'm pronouncing these all wrong.
What?
Okay, so they were originally named Boy Wonder, but the band featured several boys aged 11 to 14 from the New York Broadway acting scene.
I feel like that
on
was, not to interrupt
Broadway.
you, I feel like that was probably their downfall because 1999 to 2002 was like the prime boy band time, but they were probably too young. Like they were younger than us in that time, and so
They're babies.
seemed a little gross. Maybe I don't know.
I do remember seeing their posters, and I actually just looked at one of the pictures that we printed out, and I'm just like, Jesus, they're babies.
Yes, they were.
Maybe it's for the younger sisters of the other boy
Maybe.
band fans.
All right, so all of them had prior stage and acting experience, which was their little niche, right? They were the new faces.
Less
Then, sorry.
You'd need less training.
This is
obviously,
true.
if they've done this all their own.
Yeah, exactly. So they changed the name from Boy Wonder to Dream Street, which was the name of Lecow and Balderini's recording studio in New York. They had the songs It Happens Every Time and I Say Yeah, frequently played on Radio Disney. And in the late 2000s, Dream Street made an appearance on a show that fellow member Jesse McCartney had an occurring role on, All of My Children. The final Dream Street release...
Sorry, good show.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch it. Sorry. Okay.
It's gone now. It was a soap opera.
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, was that the one with, like, Little
No.
Timmy?
No.
No,
That
that's
was
Passion.
Susan
Oh,
Lucci.
my God. Sorry.
that
Thank
was
you.
Passions,
That was so
Lydia.
creepy. Oh, my
It was
God.
very creepy.
that's-
All My Children was Susan Lucci, right?
Yeah.
Susan Lucci
You're right,
is a very
yes.
popular soap person.
Was that the one was like The Sands of Time?
No, that's
Days of
Days
Our
of
Oh,
Our
my
Lives.
God.
Okay, doesn't matter. Move
Sorry,
along.
I didn't mean to do that.
No, okay. All right, let's continue, shall we?
Sands of time.
Sands of Time. Okay. Okay, the final Dream Street release was a soundtrack to the 2002 Biggest Fan, starring Dream Street member Chris Toolsdale, who co-starred with his Kalila Amarahaya, who played his biggest fan. I'm sorry, I don't know these people. Then, okay, pronounce this for me. Kalia Amaraya.
Okay, moving on. So it was a movie about her being his biggest fan.
That's correct.
Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
and then the boys released 2 DVDs in 1999 and 2001. The breakup. Wait, no, actually, no. Let's talk about their singles very quickly. It Happens Every Time came out in 2000. I Say Yeah in 2001. Sugar Rush, the Valentine's Day limited edition, came out in 2001, and With All My Heart in 2002. So that was their 4 major hits. The compilations, Pokemon the movie 2000 as well.
So wait, the same Pokemon movie?
Yes.
That is so interesting.
I wonder who else
It
is on this
interesting. Wow.
I believe Aaron Carter was also on that album. Just gonna like put it out there.
M2M.
M2M was on there too.
Who the hell is M2M?
It was like a girl group. The lady had really bushy hair. And then like Kenny was like,
say
this
you
song.
love me,
Yeah, he loves that song. He like burned me like a CD. He's like, baby, listen to track number 1. And it was M2M. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. But
All
Well,
right.
he got you, so.
I guess so. Damn it, the CD worked. Anyways, while Shinzia is researching, as she does, I'm going to keep continuing. Then they also were on the Little Vampire soundtrack, which I think Shinzia liked that movie. Radio Disney Jams Volume 4.
Nice.
The Biggest Fan soundtrack, and Radio Disney Jams Volume 5.
Wow.
Fun fact: O-Town was also on this Pokemon movie soundtrack.
Good
Wow,
Lord.
A song
interesting.
called "One Heart"
Oh, very nice. So,
and "Coming to the Rescue."
Pokemon the movie 2000.
Would you
What
just
a
like to
soundtrack.
read the soundtrack? Because I know you're going to interject with people. So
No, I feel like okay. So, "The Power of One," Donna Summer; "Dreams" by Alicia; "They Don't Understand" by Dreamstreet; "Wonderland," Angela Villa; "All Your Heart," +1; "Extra Mile," Laura; "Flying Without Wings," Westlife; "Pokemon World" with Youngstown. Oh, I remember that band briefly as well. And "Nobody's Angel." "Blah Blah Blah" by Devotion to Music.
Oh, I thought that was like you're just saying. Okay.
Pokemon by Weird Al Yankovic.
oh my God, not surprised.
I think we need to listen to this album, guys. The
I think so,
Chosen
too.
One by the B-52s, "One Heart" by O-Town, one by Denise Lara, "Coming to the Rescue," O-Town, and then there's 2 instrumental tracks, "Dance of the Bellosum" and "Legend Comes to Life." So I guess M2M was on the other Pokemon soundtrack.
Yeah, maybe you're right. There's been a lot of Pokemon movies.
Who knew?
Who knew indeed?
Now you know. All right. The videos they released, Dreamstreet Live in 2001 and Dreamstreet Live at the Creaton Theater in 1999.
At the what?
Saying it like that.
Criterion? Can you say this, please?
can't say it.
Criterion.
Okay, yeah, that
Theater.
sounds like it's okay.
Okay, sure.
Criterion Theater.
Okay.
And then they're in the
Why
movie.
are those two sharing the microphone?
The biggest fan.
Yeah, I know.
And they're in the movie The Biggest Fan. All right, let's get into the juicy gossip,
Woo.
the breakup.
We want the tea.
We want the tea. Here's the tea, hunty. All right. In the mid-2002, parents of the boy bands filed a lawsuit against Balderini and Lucao following the I don't know. Lucao?
The managers.
The managers. Two managers.
Yeah, look how. Okay.
Okay, Lucao. Okay. Following the alleging that the underage band members were exposed to booze, women, and pornography.
Oh, scandalous.
Straight out of the Lou Pearlman book.
That's my kind of party, man. Sorry.
I'm sorry, these boys were 11 to 14?
That is correct.
Okay, maybe
Yes.
a little bit young.
Okay, anyways.
Buddy,
no. I meant like Lou. If Lou was like, Lou would be like,
Okay.
you know.
Then
nah.
that makes it
Keep
okay.
talking, friends.
Okay, anyways. Okay.
I wonder if they lived with this manager thing.
Who
or if They were
knows?
still with their parents.
This is New York. I mean, everything's very tiny. I'm sure they're in like close quarters, you know. And
Lydia,
it's
please
getting
stop.
weird.
Possibility,
It's
yeah.
Lydia,
getting weird.
continue
We're just
moving
gonna
on
keep
with your
one. Stop.
information.
Okay. In August 2002, the producers were ruled against releasing the 5 members from their contracts.
Oh.
Well done. All right. And quickly, I'm going to go into the post-breakup careers. Jesse McCartney has enjoyed a very
Most popular one.
Yes. Enjoyed a very successful solo career, releasing 4 CDs and spawning 3 top 10 singles. He's appeared on many TV shows, including Disney's Hannah Montana and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, which I know you watched constantly,
Yes, I
probably.
did. And Hannah Montana.
As well as a 2008 episode of Law and Order SVU.
I love that show.
I know, like, I feel like when you make it...
I wonder if he was a murder victim or a murderer
It's possible.
knows?
They
Or a
have like
witness.
so many seasons.
or a random guy eating a bagel walking
Yes.
across.
Is that Jesse McCartney?
Wasn't just Justin Bieber on as a murder
Yes.
guy?
Yes, he was murdered. He was shot, and everyone's like, yay! Okay. Anyways, Jesse had a starring role on the WB show Summerland.
I watched that show as well.
Did you like it?
I did.
Okay.
Lori Loughlin was on it too.
Alongside future stars like Zac Efron,
Yes.
and was set to star in Lock and Key, but the pilot was not picked up. Aww. And then in June 2001, Jesse released a fragrance. What's with me? I
Some
cannot
Meganette.
speak in Meganette.
Well, what am I gonna do?
A fragrance for women called Wanted.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
Jesse McCartney wanted.
Wanted. Yes. Anyway.
When you're beautiful, so.
Oh, did you
He-
get to that part yet?
Wanted money. Okay, no, I'm just getting to this part. Jesse also forayed
Forayed, yes.
Is this a word?
Continue,
Okay.
yes.
Forayed into voice acting, performing as Dick Grayson or Robin on the show Young Justice. He was Terrence in the Tinkerbell movies. He was Theodore in Alvin and the Chipmunk films, and this is the coolest. This is okay for me. It's cool. You guys won't think it's cool. He voiced Roxas and Ventus in the popular English versions of Kingdom Hearts. Oh my God! Which is a series of video games.
right?
It's a video game.
Oh, it's a video game.
It's that Disney video game,
It's
right?
a Disney video game, and Kingdom Hearts is so cool. Okay, anyways, and then he starred on the hit series Young and Hungry as Cooper.
Yes.
And he opened for the Backstreet Boys.
And he's a musician. Did not say that part that he did solo.
It was a very successful solo career. Was the first sentence.
Beautiful soul, man.
Okay, I don't know. He didn't say what songs.
This is about
you and
Dreamstreet.
your beautiful soul.
Okay, thank you for that lovely rendition, Shinzia. Let's go.
I love that song. I'm sorry.
No, it's
and I
good.
remember when he was opening for the Backstreet Boys, like, yeah, gotta. And I'm like, oh, I don't know any of these other songs. And I was in the bathroom, like, gotta make it back. Time for Beautiful Soul, and I did. So
It
I
was
think
good
he was pretty
times.
good. Yeah.
it's very good.
Did you wash your
And
hands?
then yes, I did. And then that's where the Dick Splash moves kind of came from.
That was not Beautiful Soul, though.
But no, it was for that rolling the dice one. And yes,
Anyways, carry on,
Moving
Lydia.
Greg Raposo has
Raposo. Just say Raposo.
Raposo.
Let her talk the way she
Raposo.
wants.
Jeez! Oh my God.
Okay,
Let her
continue
speak.
on.
Come on.
He's been continuing his music career, performing in bands called Raposo and Dead Celebrities. He's also a real estate investor and developer. So that's great.
Always a good job for boy banders. Yes,
Definitely. I mean, didn't New Kids do the?
Pretty much everybody has done that.
Yeah. I mean, real estate is.
And Joey McIntyre married a real estate agent, so there you go.
It's lucrative business,
It's
man.
a lucrative business. They have money to spend. Might as well. Can't go get a job at Home Depot.
This is true.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And then Frankie Galasso has I don't know how now to say
don't
Galasso.
know. Just keep going.
Okay, Galasso is also a solo singer. In 2009, Frankie auditioned to be on Glee, but he did not make the cut.
Oh, no.
And then Frankie was in a movie 2003 called A Tale of Two Pizzas.
Oh, I think I might have seen that.
Of course, you would have
Is it
seen
the one
it.
where they're two competing pizzas next door to
Why
each
are
other?
you asking her?
Okay, I think I might have
I
actually
feel
seen
like
that
that's something
movie.
on like the
And
W
it's
Network.
I think it's like a W
Oh,
Network
Jesus.
or Hallmark movie or something like that, and then they go away to college, and then the girl and
No.
the guy, and they get together. And
I'm
this one
millennial.
has-
I don't have cable. I
Right,
can't
so
afford
how does
shit.
she ask
It could
me
be
these
that
things?
one. It could be a different movie. Whatever.
Because his mom has cable. All right. Anyways, so Tale of Two Pizzas, and Frankie currently performs with the first national tour of Jersey Boys, which is a Broadway musical. Yay!
Very nice.
All
very
right,
nice.
don't worry. There's two guys left.
There's
okay,
two guys left.
there's two.
Okay, go. Two. Yes, you're right. Go.
I'm reading off the
I'm
paper.
sorry. I'm not going to talk anymore. Go.
Oh Jesus, Christ! Okay, 28 minutes, girl. Let me have my. Let me get my 12 minutes to shine. Thank you. Chris Toolsdale, since the breakup, has started in his solo career, even being in a second movie with Kalia Amaraya called Seducing Spirits.
Ooh.
In 2010, Chris popped up again in the public eye when he appeared on Disney Shake It Up as a parody of Justin Bieber on an episode called Age It Up. Chris also appeared in recently on the show Days of Our Lives. He auditioned for The Voice in 2012, but he did not make it past the blind auditions.
Oh.
He currently works at a dance studio.
Nice.
Okay. And our last guy, Matt Ballinger, who Bellinger.
Yeah, Bellinger.
He did not go solo. He went on to be the lead singer for a band called The Juice, which broke up in 2008.
What? The Juice?
The
Did it make
Juice.
it? Wow.
The Juice. Okay. No, it's just called The Juice. Okay. I'm not trying to be shitty. Why do you look confused?
No, because I could have sworn somebody was on Austin and Alley, but okay, continue on.
All right. Well, he's currently the singer of a brand new band called Open Till Midnight, and he appeared on an episode of 30 Rock, and he is married in 2013. So that is all I have to say about that.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, that was wonderful. All right.
So happy to help.
Thank you.
Good
So
job,
my
buddy.
band is 5 Seconds of Summer, 5 SOS, which is 5.
Which the fans call Five Sauce.
Thank you very much.
I don't know why, because that's not how it's spelled. So
All right. Thank you for that,
But
Shinzia.
how would you pronounce SOS?
Five SOS.
This isn't SOS.
And they're like, it's not SOS,
Second
it's Five
guess.
Sauce. And I was like, excuse moi.
Well, now we know. Thank you for that bit of information.
No problem.
And now I'm going to read my information. Okay, thank you. 5 Seconds of Summer, often shortened to 5 Sauce, are an Australian pop rock band from Sydney, New South Wales, formed in 2011. The group consists of lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist Luke Hemmings, lead guitarist Michael Clifford, bassist Calum Hood, and drummer Ashton Irwin. They were originally YouTube celebrities.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry.
That's okay. Posting videos of themselves covering songs from various artists during 2011 and early 2012. They rose to international fame while touring with the English-Irish band One Direction on their Take Me Home tour.
I know who they are.
Oh, did you heard of
Did
One
we see
Direction?
them? Did they open for 1D in North America?
Yes.
I think so. Okay, continue.
Okay, sorry about that.
No. Go on.
Okay. They have since released 3 studio albums and headlined 3 world tours. In early 2014, the band released She Looks So Perfect as their debut single, which topped the charts in Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. Their self-titled debut album was released in June 2014, peaking at number 1 in 11 countries, and was followed by a live album titled Live Sauce. They went on...
Comments from Shinzia?
Is that how you pronounce it, or am I saying it wrong?
I think that's fine.
Okay.
You guys yelled at me for interrupting. I'm trying not to interrupt.
Okay, thank you, Chinzia. They went on their first headlining tour, Rock Out With Your Socks Out tour to support the album.
Did they sell socks?
Oh, I hope they did, but it doesn't say that they
put
did.
their socks in special places.
Oh, you never know what they're doing on tour.
It's the biz. It's the biz.
Sex sells.
It does. All right. The band released their second album, Sounds Good, Feels Good, in October 2015, topping the charts in 8 countries, and was followed by a live documentary DVD called How Did We End Up Here? They went on the Sounds Live, Feels Live World Tour to support the album. In December 2016, the band announced the release of their B-sides and rarities under the title This Is Everything We Ever Said to celebrate their band's 5th anniversary. The band released their third album, Youngblood, on June 15th, 2018.
Oh, I know that song.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just a dead man walking tonight.
Okay, it sounds familiar. Okay.
I didn't realize that was them.
That is them.
Cool. It became their third number 1 album in their home country. In the U.S., 5 Seconds of Summer became the first Australian act to achieve 3 toppers on the Billboard 200 album chart. They also became the first band, not vocal group, to have their first 3 full-length albums debut at the top in the U.S. They went on the Meet You There tour to support the album. All right, and then there's the band attracted interest from major music labels and publishers and signed a publishing deal with Sony ATV Music Publishing. Despite having no promotion apart from on Facebook and Twitter, their first music release, an EP entitled Unplugged, reached number 3 on iTunes chart in Australia and the top 20 in both New Zealand and Sweden. Their international following significantly increased when One Direction member Louis Tomlinson posted a link to the YouTube video of their song Gotta Get Out, stating that he had been a fan of 5 Seconds of Summer for a while. In quotations is what it said there.
Good job, Louis.
Das
Well done.
Gut.
It is good, yes. That helps. Where else? Okay. 5 Seconds of Summer spent the second half of 2012 writing and developing their sound with Christian Lorusso and Joel Chapman of Australian band Amy Meredith, with whom they wrote 2 songs, Beside You and Unpredictable, that were featured on their second EP, Somewhere New. The EP was also co-produced by Chapman. 5 Seconds of Summer released their first single, Out of My Limit, on November 19th, 2012, whose video clip received over 1 million views within the first 24 hours. The band were once again the subject of interest for One Direction when Niall Horan posted a tweet of the link to Five Sauce first single, Out of My Limit. So thank you, One Direction, for their support.
Reals.
Come on.
Kind, so kind.
They are. All
Especially
right.
when they were on their way out. They're like, here, have another band.
Yes. On February 14, 2013, it was announced that 5 Seconds of Summer would support One Direction on their worldwide Take Me Home tour. The tour kicked off at the O2 Arena in London on February 23rd, 2013, and 5 Seconds of Summer joined One Direction for shows in the UK, US, Australia, and New Zealand, including 7 shows at All Phones Arena in 5 Seconds of Summer's hometown of Sydney. While on break from the Take Me Home tour, 5 Seconds of Summer returned home to Australia, where they played a national headlining tour
How ironic.
with all dates selling out within minutes. It was around this time when the band began to gain popularity and become well known. Do you guys know 5 Seconds of Summer?
Some of the
I
songs.
know the one. I know the one.
The one that we
song.
were singing, yeah.
Okay,
And I
that's
think
the
I
only
met them
song
at the
that you
MMV.
know?
I think I saw them at the MMVAs last year. They were very, in their own little group.
Okay. On November 21, 2013, the band announced that they had been signed to Capitol Records. On February 5th, 2014, 5 Seconds of Summer listed their debut major label single, She Looks So Perfect, for pre-order on the iTunes store. Okay, I don't need to read that anymore. Let's see what else.
Are they still together?
They are still together. So, as I said, their years active is 2011 to present. So that is still the
Good for them.
case. I would like to talk about Hi or Hey Records and departure from Capitol Records, because I feel like that's important to know. Yes, here we go, guys. On January 27th, 2014, the band announced that they would be setting up their own label, Hi or High Records. On the label's website, the band...
High or high record? Okay.
Hi or Hey.
Oh.
Yes, sorry. Thank you, Lydia. No problem. The band stated that aside from releasing all of their music through Hi or Hey Records in conjunction with Capitol Records, they would also be signing a roster of bands and releasing their music via the label. That's so nice of them. Good job.
Yes.
On
Maybe
March
diversify
20th,
and make more money. Good
see,
job.
they know what they're doing. On March 24th, 2015, the label signed pop rock band Hey Violet.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Lydia.
Oh wow.
New band, Hey Violet. After the release of their third album, Youngblood, and before the release of their single Easier, the band left Capitol Records and was signed to Interscope Records.
Wait. Weren't they doing their own thing? Now they're signed to another one?
Yes, so they left that, they did their own thing, and now they're signed again to Interscope Records.
Cool. Very nice.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just reading the information as I see it.
Wouldn't I work for myself? Or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you
But
make
I
more-
think that was because it was like in the early years, like 2015 kind of thing. So now they're like, oh, okay, we need to make money. We need the labels, things to help us out because we're not making as much as we could be. Right? I don't know. That's what I think, anyways. What else? Oh, philanthropy and supported causes. Would we like to know about the supported causes?
Sure, why not?
Okay. On October 26, 2018, 5 Seconds of Summer released their cover of British rock band Queen's Killer Queen. The single was released before the scheduled premiere of Queen's biopic Bohemian Rhapsody. That's how you say it? Sorry. The single was part of the series of covers of Queen songs that meant to support the Mercury Phoenix Trust, an organization founded by Queen's band members after Mercury's death that aims to provide support in the fight against HIV/AIDS. Queen's manager, Jim Beach, expressed his gratitude and excitement towards the band for supporting the cause. In December 2018, the band performed on 24 Hours of Reality, Protect Our Planet, Protect Ourselves, a 2-day web telecast organized by the Climate Reality Project, an organization which is led by former U.S. President Al Gore that helps raise awareness about the effects of climate change. All right, and that's all. And then I will talk about the awards very quickly.
Sure.
And then Finito.
All right, sounds
In
good.
2014, 5 Seconds of Summer won American Music Awards New Artist of the Year, MTV Europe Music Award Artist on the Rise, and Best New Artist, MTV Video Music Award Best Lyric Video for Don't Stop, and Area Music Award Song of the Year for She Looks So Perfect. In 2015, they won Area Music Awards Best Australian Live Act, APRA Music Awards Breakthrough Songwriter of the Year, MTV Europe Music Awards Best Australian Act, People Choice Award Favorite Breakout Artist. In 2016, they won Teen Choice Award Choice Summer Music Star Group Choice Summer Tour for their sounds, Live Feels Like Live Tour, and Choice Music Rock Song for Jack Blackheart. And in 2018, they won the Teen Choice Awards Choice Music Group, Choice Summer Group, and Choice Songs Group for Youngblood, an MTV Music Award Best Rock and Area Music Award Best Group. And in 2019, the band won iHeartRadio Music Awards Best Duo Group of the Year.
Ooh
Thank
la
you
la.
for that,
All right,
guys.
5 sauce.
All
All right,
right.
cool. One more to go. Let's do it, Diane.
You
Put
can
it
just
in.
do 5 minutes.
I was going to skip it entirely because I really think that our listeners are dead or asleep by now. But
I literally have like
just
10
do it. You
minutes. How many
highlighted.
minutes did I have? Like 10?
more like 15.
Okay.
20-ish,
All right,
but
whatever.
that's fine.
Diane, go to your band. Let's do
The
this.
good news for everyone
band
who's
is short.
listening is that mine is barely a band. So
That is true.
This
That is
gonna
very true.
I probably will be 5 minutes, and I really apologize for the length and boringness
Shinzia.
of this episode. Oh,
Yes,
right. I
sorry.
promise that next week we're bringing some good stuff.
Sexy
All
back.
right.
Woo!
So time for the band no one asked for, Big Time Rush.
Woo!
Um,
I feel like one of our friends follows this band a lot. Sophia?
good. Yes.
Okay,
What
whatever.
did you say?
Big Time Rush.
Yeah, I think it was maybe Delhi. Yeah,
Maybe
Delhi.
Delhi, I think?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Delhi. Yeah, Delhi.
Okay, I like
For
her.
you, Deli.
Thank you, Delhi.
Maybe she asked for this. Who knows? Anyways, so like Together, as we mentioned in the Together episode, Big Time Rush is kind of a fictional boy band in that it was more of a TV show rather than an actual band. So, but they were on Nickelodeon during the same time that the Joe Bros were on Disney.
Ah.
So they were kind of Nickelodeon's answer to the Jonas
Bros.
Brothers.
Like the Monkees versus the Beatles.
Well, no.
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 But
Yes.
kind of more like Backstreet versus NSYNC.
What? That's the same shit. Okay.
But
Sure.
this is what I mean. It's the
okay.
same shit.
Okay.
It's just on a different network.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It was like a cheesy
We know what you're
show.
saying, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. So basically, the show was on the air from November 2009 to July 2013. So it focuses on the Hollywood misadventures of 4 hockey players from Duluth, Minnesota. Now, the character names, and you'll see where I'm going with this. The character names are Kendall Knight, James Diamond, Carlos Garcia, and Logan Mitchell. But the real names of these people are Kendall Schmidt, James Maslow, Carlos Pena Jr., and Logan Henderson. So like the Jonas Brothers, they
Okay.
use their real first names, but a different last name.
Ah,
Interesting.
I don't know why they just didn't use their real names or complete fake names, but
Because I guess they're making parodies of themselves, so they didn't want to be like,
Hold
this
on.
is
What
what
is
Carlos
the
Vick-
Jonas's real names is?
no, on the show.
on the
Oh
Jonas
my
Brothers
God.
show.
Oh,
they
thank
weren't
you.
Nick Jonas, Joe Jonas, and Kevin Jonas. They had a different last name.
Can't remember the last name, but they did have a different last name.
Sorry, I did not know this information. Continue.
Yes, they had a different last
This
name.
is why we do it, to
The
learn this
name of which
information.
escapes me at the moment, but it was not Jonas. Anyways, so yes, these 4 guys, not even a 5-member boy band, for shame.
Ooh.
These 4 guys are selected to form a boy band by fictional mega music producer Gustavo Rock.
Ooh, Francer.
Okay, I feel like they missed out on an opportunity to call him Lou. I don't know.
Thank you.
Come
Yes,
on, Nickelodeon.
come on, guys.
What are you doing?
Do you even know boy bands? God.
The Jonas Brothers
To be
fake
fair,
last
it's
name.
Nickelodeon, so they're to children.
All right.
Lucas was the last name.
Lucas,
that
there
they
you
had
go.
on their show.
I knew it was something super white.
Yes.
Anyways, So like one of their big songs was just called Big Time Rush, and it was literally the theme song to their show.
Could anyone hum it?
No.
Nope. Never watched the show.
I have watched the show, and I didn't watch it until more recently, the last few years, and it's actually pretty funny. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good
Shocking.
show. They're kind of all living in a hotel, and they're doing their hockey thing, but they're also singing. And then there's always like hordes of girls chasing them around, and then one of them has like a bratty little sister who like pulls pranks, and the moms live there.
That
and
must
stuff.
be who this girl is, where I was like looking for 5 guys, and then I was like, 1, 2, 3, Sierra, what? That's a girl's name. Anyways.
Yeah, so they had, and the moms and stuff like that, and it was good. And then there was like the evil record guys who always wanted them to work, and they didn't want to work, so I only watched a few episodes, but I liked it. I thought it was cute.
Anywho, they also had a movie called Big Time Movie that was released in March 2012. I won't go too much into the show because I really want to talk about them as a boy band. And I mean, there's a lot of information about this show, but that's not the point here. The point is we want to know about the music. And it's been an hour and you don't care about the show anymore, do you? Anyways, Kendall Schmidt as Kendall Knight was the leader of the group. James Maslow as James Diamond was the handsome one.
They were all pretty good looking. Carlos.
So Carlos Pena Jr. was as Carlos Garcia was the crazy, wild, and fun-loving one.
Yes, he was ridiculous. Yes.
And Logan Henderson as Logan Mitchell was the smart one. And yes, Sierra Bravo was Katie Knight, Kendall's troublemaker little sister.
Yes.
Anyways,
Wacky adventures.
what the craziness! For a moment, I also thought that Eric Michael Estrada was on the show, and then I realized it was Eric Estrada from Chips, so, like, I don't know. Anyways, they had some singles, none of which I knew any of, but it seems like the first one was just, like, with the show. They didn't really release any singles, it was just music for the show. Their second album was the one that actually, like, went out in November 2011. Their song "If I Ruled the World" featuring Ayaz was their big single, I guess. This one, the music sounds better with you featuring Man. Maybe sounds familiar. I think I know that song. It might be a cover. Who knows? They had a lot of other songs. Love Me, You're Not Alone, Superstar, Paralyzed, Blow Your Speakers, Epic. Cool. None of them really did anything great. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was mostly just music for the show.
Thank you.
Basically, it was like the 4th most popular show on Nickelodeon, but everybody knows that Nickelodeon is not as good as Disney.
They have some good episode channel. Yes.
People were like, this is garbage. It's just a ripoff of the Jonas Brothers. And it's less organic because it doesn't feature siblings. So
That's
this is
true.
BS.
Yeah. I don't know why they had to be hockey players and musicians. I don't really understand that part.
So they're down to earth.
It's a storyline, right?
Carlos would wear a hockey helmet many times throughout the show.
Basically they released 4 albums. BTR, which is Big Time Rush, released in October 2010. Elevate, released in November 2011. I think that's the one I was talking about with the songs that maybe we've heard before, and that was probably like their, biggest thing. Although it says BTR went gold. That's weird.
There you go.
Anyways, and then 24/7, but 7 is written as the word and not the number.
Oh, interesting.
Like 7-Eleven.
In June 2013. The last note that I would like to say about Big Time Rush, the last note, is that even Big Time Rush has a Christmas album. Just saying.
Come on, Backstreet Boys.
If Big Time Rush can release Holiday Bundle, you can do it too.
Hopefully it's coming up.
They did say it was coming this year, I think. But
They lie.
They lie all the time. I believe
Here's
all
hoping.
of the Big Time Rush guys did solo stuff afterwards.
I don't
think-
know. That's not on here.
I feel like they did. Carlos
And
changed
not
his name to
important.
Penavega. He
We
was
have
on Dancing with the
103.
Stars.
It's been over an hour and nobody asked for Big Time Rush. They don't care.
Okay.
It was mostly Chinzia who cared.
Listen,
Listen.
I'll tell you what I know. Yes, Carlos changed his name to Carlos Penavega because him and his wife, who was one of the freaking kids on
Spy Kids.
Yes, she was one of the
Alexa
Spy
Vega.
Kids. They combined their last names, and he was on Dancing with the
I was gonna
Stars.
say Dancing with the Stars.
And they're
Yes.
also
at
in
the
a
same
Hallmark movie
time
where they get married
as Nick
at sea.
Carter. And then James Maslow was also on Dancing with the Stars, and then he was on Celebrity Big Brother. And he's very handsome but very arrogant.
Sometimes it happens when they're handsome and
I don't
arrogant.
know
Carlos
about
had
Kendall
Carlos
and
had a
Logan.
drug problem with weed.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
That's funny.
Yes,
Anyways,
that was
all
very
right,
interesting.
Cool. So I hope you learned some new stuff about bands.
And I hope you didn't sleep or anything.
if you did, whatever. Listen next week. We'll be shorter.
I swear it's going to be better. I promise. Please come back. Oh my god. Thanks
I know.
for taking
Would
a break
you
with us, guys.
swear it again?
Until next time, please
Thanks
keep
for
coming
taking
back.
a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.